What have you done? Hello? That's me. Can can chat only hear me right now? Oh, hello. Welcome to the
Okay,
new
there.
151, hosted by Banana Meteor. Just me, no one else. This is my project. I've done all the work.
Hey, I'm here now.
Please. Dang it.
Sorry about that. I don't know why all of my audio settings got like unset. Like none of the right devices were selected uh, for the audio inputs, which means I might have to also fix the music one. Except I also forgot to put the music on. That's okay.
I feel like we have to have an audio issue every stream somewhere. That's just
Somewhere,
like
yeah.
it's important that that happens.
It's all part of the experience.
Yeah, truly. It christens the stream with good luck from there on out.
Um, so, okay, as I was saying, hello, I'm here. Banana Meteor is here. Um, we will eventually be joined by Infinipede, but they're going to be a little bit late. So we're actually going to start not with Articuno, as we normally would, but with Zapdos. And as I was saying to Banana Meteor, in my head it always goes Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno anyway. So like, might as well start with Zapdos. Okay, now I see that the music is playing, but it is, well, for one, it's too loud. Why is it so loud?
So many problems.
I feel like, I think I increased the volume at some point. No, that's not. How is the music for you guys? For the chat, how's the music volume for you? Yeah, like all of my audio settings got unset at some point. That's so weird. Okay, well, if it's good enough for you guys, then I'll leave it.
Yeah, we'll just work with it.
Yeah. Sounds really good. Okay. So we're starting with Zapdos. Even Molkuno agrees that Zapdos comes first. So we did try to come up with a general concept that would encompass all three of them, that would help us keep them consistent across all three, and we have some physical traits in mind that will hopefully, it'll connect all three of them. But we won't be able to talk about Articuno until Infinipede gets here. So we're gonna focus. We'll do like the basic Zapdos, and you guys can have can give your feedback. And then I guess we'll do the basic Moltres. And hopefully by that time, Infinipede will be with us, so that we can do the basic Articuno before we kind of finalize all three of them, right?
Yeah, and if not, I don't know. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out, yeah.
We'll lump Articuno in with Mewtwo and Mew, which, I don't know. It wouldn't make that much sense, but we could do it.
We could, yeah. But it's, Infinipede's, delay was unexpected. But we talked about some things, some thematics that we could do to all three of them. We thought, since they are legendary birds, that we should take inspiration from multiple birds into each design, rather than just be like, Zapdos is an eagle, and the Articuno is a ptarmigan. Did you use something specific for yours?
I did. Maybe we'll keep that a surprise until we bring it up. But
Okay,
I
but yeah, so
absolutely
like
did.
instead of doing like each one based on one bird, we tried to combine elements of multiple birds to kind of give it that more legendary feel. Thematically, all three of the birds have some connection to the seasons. This is in their Pokedex entries. Articuno appears in the winter. Zapdos appears in the summer, and Moltres is like a signal of spring. So I don't know if that's going to come through super clearly into design, but that's part of what we're going for. Was there another thing in the kind of general idea?
No, I think that pretty much covers the general plan.
All right, so I'll show you my very, very basic sketch of Zapdos. The birds that I was using as a reference, I tried to focus mostly on North American birds because it's it's supposed to be a reference to Thunderbird, and so I don't know very much about Thunderbird's appearance. I don't know if it's consistent, but I wanted to keep it grounded in North America. So I looked at eagles because they are very large, vultures as well, also for being very large, and both bald eagles and turkey vultures have a head that's a different color than the body, so I'm going to use that. I looked at black-billed magpies because they are probably my favorite bird. They look really cool. They have this awesome long tail, and if you don't know what a black-billed magpie looks like, you should look it up. And I also looked at woodpeckers for the long, thin beak, and the woodpecker is probably going to come into play in the head crest as well. So, so those are the kind of elements that I brought in. The idea is basically the body is mostly black, but there's a white kind of or yellow kind of lightning shaped trim that goes around the wings, down the tail, and then the head is also yellow. We might put a little bit of red somewhere in there as a summer color. But did you have any thoughts about this very basic idea?
I like it. I like that it's got more of a kind of graceful feel to it. It seems more like agility based, which is funny because I think like regular Zapdos has pretty good speed, especially Galarian Zapdos, but like it doesn't feel well illustrated in its design. It feels very clunky. I think back to like its original Pokemon Stadium animation where like just staying in the air for it was a battle. So like I don't know how it's gonna hit anything fast.
Like, I always liked Zapdos, but I think mostly because it was, like, the most useful one in-game. Like, if you have a Zapdos in Gen 1, you're good for the Elite Four.
Oh, right? Yeah, it's and it helps that Electric is such a good type. So, like, having Electric line and being immune, like, whew.
Yeah, you have this level 50 Pokemon, and depending on how you play Gen 1, your team might not be at level 50 by the time you get to the Elite Four. So you have this Pokemon that you can catch at level 50, that the type is perfect for most of the opponents in the Elite Four, except for like Bruno's Onyxes. And but then you also have like Thunderbolt, Thunder, Drill Peck, like even neutral, these are very powerful moves.
Yeah.
But so like I really liked Zapdos for that reason, but visually it's really weird. Like
got a lot of things going on.
It's so spiky and it doesn't look like it can fly.
It looks kind of like a sea urchin at the end of the day.
Yes, it's a bird-shaped sea urchin. And that's what we're going for with the redesign.
Now it's not even a bird. Enjoy.
The legendary urchins of Kanto.
I mean, if Pincurchin was a legendary Pokemon, that would make me happy, but I don't think anyone else would be happy.
Okay, I gotta turn this music down a little bit more. Because it's feeling loud even for me. A duck that got struck by lightning. Sure, yeah. So anyway, I really like this this bottom left pose. So that's what I'm going for, basically. I want to give the impression of it being very large, or at least of the wings being very large. And yeah, the specifics we'll get to. How's everyone doing today? Has anyone been watching the Worlds matches?
No.
I am very much looking forward to watching tomorrow, but I doubt that I will be able to watch, because tomorrow's finals. I doubt that I'll be able to watch them live, because them being in London, match day begins at 1 a.m. for me.
You could like set an alarm and drink caffeine, but it would be rough. You'd be not having a great day the next day.
Yeah, I'll just like the stream will stay live anyway, so I'll just watch it afterwards. But yeah, it's rough. But Worlds matches are always really good, especially finals day, of course. But I do have the habit recently of watching them live if I can. But it seems like not this year.
Groovy Bananas asks, do you think it's possible to beat Legends Arceus with just a Pikachu? Absolutely. People do that stuff in Pokemon games all the time. Like, you'd have to pick a starter and then throw it away, but like, I'm sure you could do that.
The thing is that Legends changed a little bit the damage calculation, so I don't know exactly how it changed, but the level of the Pokemon seems to have less of an effect. Like, sometimes you can take a lot of damage from a Pokemon that's like half your level.
Yeah, but I think as long as items are allowed, like on a playthrough, like you're good. Like you can just make infinite money and ultimately like PP stall your opponent by healing. Like as long as they can't one-shot you.
As long as they can't one-shot you.
You can do it. I don't think you have like the stat raisers in Legends Arceus. I don't think you have like X defend or X special attack. But I think
no, I think you do. I
don't you're fine.
I don't use them, but I think you do.
Those items are OP on a single player playthrough. Obviously, I don't think about them much because I'm always thinking about like PvP. But like, God, they're good.
I basically never use items. And if there's one thing that I think would actually like help make the Pokemon game difficulty feel more satisfying, it would be if you can disable items, like in-battle items, for both yourself and your opponent. I would love an option like that.
Of course, you can just play without using items, but it's not going to help you when you like hit that rich trainer and they have 3 full restores, and you're just like, okay,
yeah.
All right. I personally really like switching battle style to set. I feel like that really helps the difficulty in a Pokemon game feel more real.
Yeah, no, I definitely, like, especially recently, I change it to set as soon as I can.
Yeah.
At the earliest opportunity, that's when I change it. But like I that's kind of like one of my hopes for future Pokemon games, not like necessarily Scarlet and Violet specifically, but just in general, is that they give us more options that can help us like create the right level of difficulty that we want. Like I don't like the idea of a of having just a simple like difficulty mode. It is just like, oh, I'll put it on easy mode or I'll put it on hard mode. I like the idea of having these options that allow you to create the playstyle and the difficulty level that you want.
I agree with you, and I would also love that. Don't foresee it happening because it feels like Pokemon always wants to keep it really simple, and whenever they mix up things, they're like, we're going to make a game where abilities aren't a thing in this one, or we're going to make a game where hold items aren't a thing in this one. And it's like, well, okay, but like, I want more options. I want like to get into nitty-gritty of the battle system, but it seems like they just want it to be more accessible, which I feel like Pokemon's already so accessible. Like everyone knows Pokemon, so I'm with you, but what can you do?
I feel like you can have your default settings, right? That's what most people are going to use, and that can be as accessible as you want it to be. But if you allow players to make those adjustments, then everyone can have the experience the way that they want to, and not be forced into a one-size-fits-all solution that doesn't fit all.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm sorry to be pessimistic about it. The Pokemon Company has not given me much faith in them doing what I want.
Fair. No, this is definitely a hope, not an expectation.
Yeah. I mean, you and me, we're in it for life. We're gonna buy every stupid Pokemon game that comes out, no matter what they do that we hate. But we want them to be better.
I don't know about no matter what they do, but yeah, close to that anyway. Just to answer a question from the chat, will they change the colors? Do they stay the same? I think in general they're gonna stay more or less the same. But like in mine, for example, I'm going to make the main body black, so there will be changes, and there will probably be some more like color details that change more. The main color, Zapdos is still going to be yellow. The main color for Articuno, I assume it's going to still be blue, and I just realized I never wrote out the concept here, so let me do that. But yeah, like I imagine the main colors are going to stay more or less the same, but the details, not so much.
No need to rush on this because I know you're still in the sketch stage and writing out your concept. But right now, I feel like the head is a little big in a way that it's making it looks small, kind of like a hummingbird right now.
Oh, it does, yeah. No, the head is. I think the head is probably going to have to stay a little bit big because it is a Pokemon, but I want the wings to be much bigger proportionately than they are now.
Yeah. Totally understand. When I was making mine, I know we're not on mine yet, but I was like, I want this to feel like really big and powerful. Like I tried to go a little more extra than I do on my normal designs because, of course, like legendary Pokemon are supposed to be these minor deities that kind of like they're supposed to be a friend that you have that looks like it could kick ass. So.
Yeah, I don't agree with the minor deity part, but yes, a friend that they're like that stereotype of like the big buff friend.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? It's just like they're not necessarily gonna kick whoever's ass, but you're not gonna mess with them.
The hornet's nest that you don't want to kick. Not that you normally want to kick any hornet's nests.
Sure,
but.
Yes. Oh yeah, I also picked eagles and the bald eagle and turkey vulture because they have pretty decent like migration sizes, and we know that the legendary birds of Kanto are migratory Pokemon. They make appearances in all kinds of in various parts of the world. The Pokemon world, and well, there's at least one subspecies, so
Obnoxious says, legendary Pokemon are literal freaking gods. I've always kind of felt that way too, because whenever they talk about them in like the anime, they kind of have like this sort of like they revere them in some way, and there's normally some story about someone that saw one once. I don't know how concrete that always is, because I know like sometimes there's multiple of one, but they're definitely like on a different level than other Pokemon.
Yeah, it like to me the only legendary Pokemon that that has explicitly been treated as a literal deity in the Pokemon games, at least, is Arceus, and only because of Legends Arceus. Like,
do you think that was kind of influenced by the fandom in some way, where people really latched on to Arceus being a god, and it sort of like became the canon in the Pokemon universe?
Well, I don't know.
But... Sorry, big questions.
Because the thing is, I'm not... The part that I'm iffy on is, did it become canon in Pokemon, or did it just become canon in Legends Arceus?
There is that cutscene in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where if you bring Giratina and Palkia, you get that absolutely bizarre cutscene of Arceus producing the egg, and I think that's the only instance we've seen of like the legendary Pokemon breeding, as long as you're not counting like Manaphy, but
yeah, no,
in the games at least, I think there's like a baby Lugia in the show or something.
There is, yes, yeah. In the anime, there's more evidence of breeding, or at least of multiple individuals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, because that was definitely a wild cutscene, and I don't really know what to make of it.
I don't think anyone knows what to make of it.
But it's like until Generation 4. Actually, until Generation 3, there was basically there's basically nothing to suggest that the Pokemon were deities. It was in Generation 3 with the whole Groudon and Kyogre having that lore of crafting the oceans and crafting the continents. Like, to me, that's still lore and not fact.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
But like, Lugia didn't have that kind of mythical lore. Ho-Oh had a little bit of like being able to revive things, but it's not like I don't know, it wasn't godlike. It was or I guess it was just godlike in a different way, in a slightly minor or lesser way, I think. But Generation 3 and then Generation 4 definitely like leaned into that more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not the version of the Pokemon world that I like, and so I continue to ignore it.
Your own headcanon is all that matters.
My Pokemon are natural creatures in a natural world, and there's nothing you can do about it, Game Freak.
Castform 7 says, why were there real-world locations in that cutscene? I don't know. No one knows. It's inexplicable. It's super weird.
I like, I think it's Toby. I don't know if it was Toby who like originated it, but Toby is the one that I think made the video that convinced me, I guess. But I like the the idea that the unknown are essentially like computer code, right?
Uh-huh.
So some of what's happening in that scene is that we're like, if the unknown are the computer code that creates the Pokemon world within our world, then the Pokemon world exists as a game within our world, both in fact and in lore. And so Arceus is kind of transcending that and showing and so that cutscene shows some of the real world bleeding in.
I never interpreted it that way. But it's definitely open to interpretation.
Oh, for sure. And I probably did a bad job of explaining that because I don't remember all the details of the theory of that interpretation, but that's how I see it. Are the proportions looking better now? Do I need to make the head smaller?
No, I think you're doing better now.
Okay. There's definitely a lot of refining to do, but
yeah, the tail still seems a little off center, but I know that's also still in the sketch stages, so don't let me get too critical about it.
Oh, get all the critical. I got like, I'm trying to get the proportions right here, so I will, whatever the proportions end up here is what I'm gonna stick with, more or less. Castworm is fine with some legends being deities like Creation, Trio, and Arceus, but most other legends to me are just really powerful monsters. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I think that's a fine interpretation. Totally fine.
And yes, Harriet, psychics and ghosts are a natural scientific phenomenon in my interpretation of the Pokemon world. Yes. I mean, ghosts... There are ghosts in the Pokemon world, but not ghost... Like, ghost-type Pokemon are not ghosts. I think... Like, we've seen human ghosts, and we've seen the Marowak ghost, but I think that's it. As far as, like, real ghosts.
I'm trying to think of more. I think you've got it.
There's a few human ghosts. But I think the only Pokemon ghost that we see is Marowak. There was a Ninetales ghost?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember a Ninetales ghost. Was that a TV show thing?
Alright, let's hide these. And let's refine this.
I think Pokemon is as deep as you want to make it. Getting really analytic about it is what makes it fun. It's such a rich universe where you can make all these guesses and theories and educated jumps to what the universe is like.
Yeah, there's a lot there for us to look at. Whether the creators were intentionally making something for the fans to discover, like if there's, I don't know how much Game Freak knows what the answers are. Like, do they know, like, did they have an idea and they just decided not to put it in the game to encourage people to speculate? Or did they just think this is a cool idea and let's do it and not think too hard about that. I don't know.
I think it's normally number 2.
You think it's normally number 2?
Yeah.
I think number 2 is probably more likely, especially for like earlier on. Nowadays, I'm not sure.
Libras, have you sung a song before?
Have I sung a song before? Oh, I didn't. No, but there was a stream. I don't remember which stream it was now. That I think Groovy Bananas wanted me to. I don't remember how it came up, but the idea was to sing All Star by Smash Mouth.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm not going to sing it because I don't want copyright problems, but y'all in the chat can. And mostly Groovy Bananas, but other people joined in with putting in the lines of All Star.
Oh no, what have I done? I'm so sorry what I've turned chat into. That's...
You do not want me to sing.
Don't put this poor man on the spot. It is very nerve-wracking to sing, let alone to sing in front of an audience. My goodness. He's already drawing for us.
No, but seriously, you do not want me to sing.
I'm not very good at singing either, so no judgment. I don't think you're going to make much headway here, chat. I'm sorry.
I do sing, but I sing as in I'm listening to music and I sing along to the lyrics that I know.
Yeah. I even get embarrassed about that. Like I'm like, what if someone heard me? I say like Home Alone.
Okay, I don't have that problem. I do sing along to the music that I'm listening to, even when I know that my wife is home and can probably hear me. But yeah, I don't sing just by myself in the sense of like not singing along to something. And I don't think that I sing well, even when I'm singing along to something. But probably especially not well if I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have a guide. The lightning pattern kind of looks like a scar. I guess it does. I was thinking of, well, a little bit of like David Bowie, but also of just extending the black marking that Zapdos has behind the eye and like doing something with that.
Yeah, I think it's cool to do a lightning bolt mark with that.
I have the exact same problem, so good to hear someone else gets nerve singing alone.
Yeah, that's same hat. I'm right there.
I can sing my own song so it won't get copyrighted. The only time that I wrote a song, it was a parody. Those of you who have been with the channel for a long time may remember Team Tree's video. It was a parody of the Pokémon theme song from the first season of the anime to promote Team Trees, so it was all about trees. I did write that. I still got copyrighted because I used the melody of the official song, and yeah, that was one of my like best performing videos of that time. Nowadays it's been well overtaken by others, but at the time it was one of my best performing videos because I had guest singers, Toby, Ron, Loxton. I'm probably forgetting someone. Ruined Maniac Files. Anyway, so there's a lot of people. A lot of people saw that. I didn't get any money from it.
Such is the way, huh?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if I had made any money from it, for that particular video, I would have donated it to the Team Trees cause, because that was the whole point. But still, I didn't get any money from it. If you have not seen that video, you can still see it. It's the video is still live. It still exists. It's just not monetized, or it's monetized but not for me. I actually can't remember now if it's just not monetized at all, or if the copyright holder is getting the revenue from it. Can't remember. But yeah, you can watch it. It's a lot of fun.
I'll have to go check that out. See the ancient Libris lore.
Banana Meteor is echoing.
Ooh, am I?
Well, it's probably just my microphone picking up your voice again. As most people don't warn me about that. And Charon, who's like the only person who ever warns us about that, he's actually in London. He's at Worlds.
Oh, wow.
Just spectating, but I'm very jealous of him, and so I don't expect him to show up today.
Yeah, what a trip. That's a cool one.
Yeah, I wish I could be there.
I'm sure someday it'll be close and you can go check it out.
Yeah, but one day it was close. In 2013, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
It was in Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver. I did not hear about it. This was Gen 5, right? So I was not into competitive Pokemon. Like, I wasn't paying attention to it.
Yeah. At
all at the time. So it happened in Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver. I did not know about it. I did not go.
Oh my god. I'm sure you don't wake up in a cold sweat and think about that one all the time. I'm so sorry.
No, never. Nah.
Oh, stuff like that is the worst. Where, like, by all means you could have, you just didn't know.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it was Gen 5. Like, I think that was the first or maybe the second generation when there was an actual Worlds with video game stuff in it. Because I think at first Worlds was actually only TCG.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gen 5, there was Worlds, there was Video Game Championship. It was in Vancouver. I could have gone. I didn't know about it. I didn't go.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure it'll be close again someday. It's been a decade now. It'll come back. It'll loop back around.
I don't think they've repeated any venues.
They'll have to someday.
Not really. But
listen, let me believe.
But maybe it'll be in, I don't know, Edmonton, Calgary, or even Seattle. I can go to Seattle real easy.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually,
listen, if there's one in Seattle, I'll also go, and we'll hang out, okay?
Sounds great.
I promise, because my parents are right near there, so that would be.
Oh, you have a double reason to visit then.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister actually came to Canada to go to a wedding, and it was in Montreal. So we didn't get to see each other. Montreal, for anyone who doesn't know, is on the opposite side of the country from where I am. Opposite side of the continent. So it was not very close. We did consider going to Montreal to see her, but in the end, we decided not to. But then out of the blue, we're in a call, like family call with my dad and stuff, and my sister was at a lake, and so we asked her where she was, and she was like, "Oh, I'm actually in Seattle." You came all the way here. Like, you're basically, like, I can see Washington State from my apartment, actually. Like, not from where I am right now, but I can see mountains that are in Washington State from my apartment. But we did not hang out that day.
What a bummer.
Aside from on the call, I guess.
Should have been a really good swimmer and just gone right over there. That would be safe, right?
Okay, I think I can put in some basic colors just so that you guys know like what I'm thinking of, but I think this is pretty close. Leg proportions maybe a little off, but I think we're in a good place to move on to Moltres before we come back and polish this one off.
Yeah.
Make sense? So I'll do a little bit of color just so what's in my head is clear to everyone.
Always good. It's always good to feel included. For me, the head is still a bit large, but if that's what your vision is, then who am I to say different?
I think I would actually prefer a smaller head, and we can revisit this later. I think I would prefer a smaller head, but I feel like it would look less like a Pokemon. Like, it would just look too natural. The proportions would be too natural.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It is still supposed to be a cartoon, so
maybe I goofed mine by making it too much like the bird that I based it on. But we can always change it. That's what the sketch is for.
Exactly. I need to binge watch all of the episodes and streams I missed after this one. Oh boy.
There's some stuff back there that I don't know if you want to see. I don't know what I've said. I apologize in advance.
I mean, it is all live. Like, it's all public. You can go see all of it. And I mean, I recommend you watch the recap episodes where we talk about what the idea was and how we're feeling about it a few months or more after that. That I recommend. The streams, I don't know. The streams are probably, it's an experience to be there. I don't know if it's quite the same to witness it after the fact.
Yeah, I don't know. Report back. Tell me how it is.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think. If we age like a fine wine or like an old fish.
I know what I want it to be. I don't think that's what we are.
Don't worry. No offense taken. I agree.
I mean, I would hope no offense taken, since the offense is to both of us.
I could choose to be really offended. I could be like, how dare you? I only bring gold to these sessions.
Looks like we have some game designers in the chat.
Oh, man. Can't say you don't want anyone to steal the name. Ooh, copyright it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can actually copyright Well, actually, in this case, I think you'd be trademarking, but anyway.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, you can register a name before publishing it. I doubt that anyone here would do that, but that is something that you can do if it's something that you're worried about. This is our second to last new 151 stream, right? So in the future, it's possible that we'll do some kind of new 151 plus stream, but those will be like individual streams, not a whole project. It's been a very exhausting 6.5 years, but. And so this project is going to be over very soon. So I
can't believe it.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but it's also exciting. And I do know what I'm going to replace this this stream slot with. But I think I'll just announce that next time.
Okay. Keep it a surprise.
Well, it's not so much to keep the surprise. It's just like, if I announce it now, but like it's 2 months away from meaning anything.
No, you're building hype. You're telling everyone to come back and make you hear it, and they can hear you say it, and you'll be like, whoa, it's going to be great. It's going to be better than the last thing.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see. No, not on to Gen 2 next. That is, I can tell you that is not what's gonna happen.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, we have talked about doing like a new 151 plus, like where we redesign continuations of the families that we've done or something like that. But I'm not going to make it a continuous, like, running project like this has been. It'll be, at most, whenever I feel like it, whenever I have an idea, or if Banana Meteor or Infinipede has an idea, like, we can do those, but it'll be on a one-off kind of situation. So this is the basic color that I've been thinking about this whole time. I was kind of thinking that maybe there could be a little something else, a little red, like maybe here on the wing.
How do you feel about like a white belly?
I don't
just
like
like
it.
Something to break up all the black.
I like all the black.
Okay.
It's kind of the point, because it's like a storm cloud with lightning out of it.
Huh.
So I don't know about that red. Another possibility is to make the crest red, because it is styled after a woodpecker. Specifically, it would become, I guess, pileated woodpecker. And I guess it also gives it more of a summer kind of color scheme.
I liked the one in the wing. I feel like there's just something about the big black area that like I just want to like define where the body is in there, you know?
I think some of that is going to happen in shading. I guess having the red under the wings also makes it a little bit of a red-winged blackbird, which is another North American bird.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess that's something. do you have any of these birds that I'm talking about? Do you have them out east?
Yeah, we have red-winged blackbirds here. We see them from time to time.
Okay.
We don't really have vultures around here. That's much more of like a west thing. But we do have woodpeckers. I had a woodpecker wake me up the other day because it wanted to eat a spider that was like right above my window where I was sleeping. So thank you, Mr. Woodpecker, but quite early.
But yeah, so I don't know what combination of the definitely not the red lightning bolt and the red crest, but maybe one on the head and the one on the wings. But anyway, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I also considered doing green instead of red. I think red probably works better, but
I like the red. I think I like the red head crest and not the red lightning bolt, and the ones in the wings too to help break up the black. That's where I'm at personally.
So this is how you would do it? The one that's up now?
I'm waiting to see it. Yes, that's how I would do it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll keep it like this as the as our starting point. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Moltres time.
That's me.
That is you.
That's my last design for the new 151.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's weird to think about it that way, huh?
Yeah, because I guess I'm the one who signed up to do both Mew and Mewtwo. I still obviously want your feedback on it, but
oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for sure.
Anyway, Moltres, the Phoenix Chicken.
Yes. So one of the things about Moltres is, I think a lot of people feel this way, but it's never really looked intimidating or regal to me because it kind of just looks like a rubber chicken that's been set on fire.
Especially the art on the top left.
Yes, it does, because it's in the rubber chicken pose.
Exactly,
too.
like it's in exactly the right pose too. Yeah.
It's like they wanted it to be that. But I thought it would be fun to make Moltres based off of an actual chicken, because I think chickens are pretty cool, and you can utilize the crest as like the chicken crest, and then I also put in like the lower one as well on the beak. You can make those all flaming.
Yeah.
And I was torn on what kind of chicken to do, so I was looking up types of chicken, and then I realized that one of the most iconic chickens, that like big rooster you see a lot with those like that very ornate like tail that kind of looks like a peacock tail, that's called a phoenix chicken, and I couldn't not do that. So I decided to like kind of make it more muscular, the legs a bit. I thought about an ostrich. I still want it to be able to fly, of course, like Pokemon rules. It doesn't super matter, but I wanted it to feel a lot more intimidating. And the blue and green flame on the tail is reminiscent of the real phoenix chicken tail, which is of course not on fire, but is blue and green.
I'm looking at some images, just to like have in mind the same thing that you have in mind.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you. I definitely would have chosen a different pose if I had thought more about where I was going to put like the leg tufts and such, but I think it's at least readable for a concept. So.
Yeah, I really like the way that you, like, it still has a wing, but it has fire on the end of it, kind of like a little bit more like Galarian Moltres.
Yeah,
it feels more like it just has fire on the end of it.
One of the really important things I wanted to do is make sure I added visible feathers, so it didn't look like this plucked, like ready to be roasted beast.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of important if you have a bird Pokemon for it to have visible feathers somewhere. So I thought I would sort of break the wing into two like that.
I love the use of the blue and green fire on the tail. I guess like the one thing that that maybe doesn't quite work for me is the big legs.
We could make them a little smaller, if you want. I think that was just me more leaning into it being intimidating. But I do like the colors that are going on there.
Mm-hmm. And yours is going to be red with yellow. Mine is yellow with red. Maybe we need to put some blue in both of them so that all three of them can be red, yellow, and blue in some way.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. I wasn't thinking about that on mine, but it does
Yeah, I mean,
work
you
out
already
that
have
way.
blue in the fire.
Yeah.
I can change maybe one of the red elements that we were just playing with. Maybe one of them we change to blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a Moltres pose you want to use?
I've made the body types so different that it's hard to pick one of the ones there. I think the best would be Galar to show off everything if you wanted to do one like that.
Okay, so you don't want to use the rubber chicken pose.
No, I'm going to pass on that. Strong contender in the number 2 slot, but gonna slide right on by that.
But yeah, Galarian Moltres pose is a pretty good one. Shows off what it's doing pretty well. So that's.
I never liked the one in the bottom left with the bent wing either, because if it were to unbend that wing is significantly longer than the one that's already out. Like, it's bad.
I mean, yes, but it's also a much more compelling pose than either of the other two Kantonian Moltres poses.
Yeah. And I guess the fact that it's bending its fire, too. I don't know. Its wings are weird. I'm not going to think about it too much.
Fair enough. Alright, so you let me know when I get the proportions terribly wrong.
Okay. I will.
D-Lig feels like it could be a bit more slender, but that might overlap with Blaziken. I wouldn't be worried about it overlapping with Blaziken. Like, Blaziken doesn't have wings, for one thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to making the legs a little more slender, but I do kind of like it chunkier. Just to keep the chicken kind of like a prominent element.
Mm-hmm. The tail is entirely fire, right?
The tail is entirely fire.
Okay.
Sorry there's so many overlapping things in the pose that I picked. Which is why we're doing a better one.
I was at first I was a little bit confused with the fire, but you know, just looking at it, I was able to figure out that the wing fire and the tail fire are two different fires.
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot worse if I chose the same colors for the wing and tail, but since they're different, you can kind of make it out in that pose, but it's still not ideal. It would have a very bizarre silhouette if it was like a Who's That Pokemon, so we'll make that a little more clear.
Right. Okay, I think I made the neck way too long there. I was looking too much at Galarian Moltres.
Yeah. Definitely kept the neck really thick, like a chicken's.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fatty bird. It would be very tasty.
Yum. And it comes preheated.
Yeah.
Pre-roasted.
Convenient.
Actually, I wonder, like, because Moltres is emanating fire, so surely its meat is not too vulnerable to temperature,
Right.
or to high temperatures. So, I wonder if you could even like cook a Moltres, or if it would just like not work.
Important questions for the Pokemon universe.
And if you can cook a Moltres, then that means that, you know, its resistance is somehow like turned off when it dies.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you can't cook it, but you could certainly blanch it, and that would mess with it.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe like if its ability to resist fire is somehow disabled, turned off when it dies, can you use its continuing flames to cook it? You know, it has fire on. Can you hunt a Moltres and just let it cook itself and then eat it right away?
Get a little morbid in here, Libris. A real like survivor man for the Pokemon universe. Like, what should you do if you catch one?
Well, I'm waiting for the answer.
I'll say yes. I'll say yes. You can cook a Moltres with itself, and it loses its immortal meat powers that are immune to fire when it has passed away.
Cool.
Glad I could enlighten you there. Make sure you make the body itself a little bigger. I like what's going on with the tail and the legs and the neck, but right now the body is quite small.
Yes. Correct. Trying to figure out like how am I going to draw the wing proportions so that it makes sense with fire? Maybe I just draw it with the fire and then work backwards from there.
I sort of imagined like the wings would be sort of like small wings without the fire, and then big wings like with the fire, if that makes sense. If you're thinking about them as two separate parts.
Okay. So they're still fully formed wings.
Yes.
But they are like extended by fire.
Yeah, think about the edge of the feathers on the wing just being on fire.
Okay.
Like if Galar Moltres was this Moltres, the black part would be the red part, and half of the red flames would be the gold feathers. Then the other half would just be fire. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
Eventually it did.
Okay.
Well, you said the black part will be the red part, and so I was a little bit like, it's black and red?
I'm so sorry.
But here, I'm gonna do this. And maybe this will help me.
Yeah, that's totally correct.
How's that for
You
wing?
understand.
Yeah, I got there eventually. How's this for wing size generally?
That's good, I like that.
Okay.
The body's still small, but I know we're getting there.
Yeah.
And I wish I could eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken had Beyond Meat for like a month, and I guess it hurt the brand so much by just those big meat eaters coming in and seeing, oh, there's something for the vegetarians, that they immediately got rid of it, and it's gone forever now. So,
That
great.
sucks.
I know. I had it once, and I was like, oh, this is great, I'll be back for it. And I went back like a couple months later, and they were like, yeah, that's gone. We don't do that.
That was a one-time thing.
One-time thing. They had all this promotional stuff for it all over the store when I went in to get it the first time, and I guess it just crashed and burned. So frustrating when like veggie options make people who don't eat veggie stuff upset. Like Cracker Barrel's trying to add like this vegetarian sausage, and there's all these comments on their Facebook from people like, the liberals are ruining Cracker Barrel, and it's like, guys, just don't order it if you don't want the veggie sausage. They still have the regular sausage.
Yeah, like, just how does this affect you?
I don't know. People find ways to be personally offended by the strangest things.
Yeah. They sure do. Okay, so the main proportion thing here was that the body is too small?
Yes.
That's...
Otherwise, looking good.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm happy with the left wing, but... Okay, maybe this is a little bit better?
Yeah! Yeah!
Let's move everything about the head a little bit forward.
The left wing is actually pretty good. It's away from the body in a way where I like the silhouette is very distinct and it's nice.
All right. If you say so.
I do.
Okay, how's that looking?
I like how it's looking a lot.
Okay, the eye is definitely not in a great place. There you go. That's a little better.
And make sure the beak is quite long. Moltres has a really long beak.
Did I draw the beak on a separate layer from the head? I did not. Okay. So now Moltres has no beak. The mythical beakless chicken.
I like this pose. This is a good one. I would even make the beak longer than that if you can stomach it.
If I can stomach it? I don't know. This beak is making me a little nauseous.
I don't like a long
Sorry,
beak.
nauseated.
It's coming back up.
Yeah. There's the beak again. Better?
Better.
Alright. I'll do a more refined version of all this, and then we'll put colors, and hopefully that'll give Infinipede enough time to join us.
We can only hope.
something that I'm just kind of thinking about now, that I just kind of realized I hadn't thought about before. Moltres is the only one that actually has elemental fire on it.
Yeah.
And not just like it's Zapdos is spiky. Articuno has like a crest that kind of looks like crystals, but as far as I know, it's not supposed to be actually ice crystals.
That's a really big thing for fire types in particular. Like Gen 1, like Charmander had that going on, and Magmar had that going on.
Oh yeah, well, Gen 1 fire types, they were all over it.
Yeah. Cyndaquil, of course, carries that over.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's something I think about being more magical. I feel like it fits really well on Moltres, but I'm not sure why like Magmar has it. I feel like he doesn't need that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering now if maybe we should change the other ones or change Moltres to be consistent in that regard. Like, should we make it so that Moltres doesn't have fire? It just has very kind of flowy feathers? Should we put some actual lightning? Like, I don't know exactly where, but like, to put some kind of lightning thing on Zapdos.
I promise I'm not just saying this because it's my design and I don't want to budge on it, but I feel like the flowy fire is so important to Moltres, its identity as Moltres. Like, without that, it has almost no other defining features, so I don't know if it would feel like Moltres if I were to get rid of that element.
No, that's fair. I get it, but we can do the opposite and put the elemental lightning on Zapdos.
If you guys are okay with that, if you don't feel like I'm compromising your vision.
You're not compromising my vision because it's not something I thought about until now.
I really like how this is looking so far. I feel like we picked the correct pose.
Okay, that's good. I forgot to put in the fire. What's it called?
Gobbler. Is that actually called a gobbler?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Chicken chin thing. Google. It's called a wattle. Wattle.
Yep, that makes sense. I have
wattle.
heard that before.
That is adorable. And the crest is called the comb.
Yeah. Elemental lightning on Zapdos could be blue, because we might want some blue on that design.
So they're all primary colors? As long as Infinipede isn't too upset about that direction.
I think Infinipede's Articuno has ice on it.
Cool.
But I'm not sure because I need to hear their explanation of the sketch that they sent. Castform thinks it would be fine if Moltres was the only one that had the element on the body. I'm just such a sucker for consistency, you know? And like, if one of them has elemental fire, why don't the other ones have their elements on it as well?
Yeah.
And like that's I think one of the weaknesses of the original Moltres design is that it looks like it's a rubber chicken on fire because so much of the design is just fire. Whereas if it was fire-shaped feathers, it would be like it would just be like fuller.
Yeah. I definitely think making the wings half feathers, half fire is a good middle ground for that. Because I'm worried if I went full feathers, it would kind of just look like Ho-Oh.
Is that a bad thing?
I want to make the designs that I shoot for distinct from existing Pokemon designs, but it's not necessarily a bad
Even
thing.
when the existing Pokemon design is better.
Yes.
Wispy says, I feel like I can actually take this Moltres seriously.
Good. Good.
It is a little bit hard to take Moltres seriously.
Thank you.
I mean, I can take Galarian Moltres seriously.
Yeah.
I do think that the Galarian versions are all fantastic. They all use the original designs in really interesting ways, like and do something unique with them. I really like the Galarian ones.
Yeah. Groovy Banana says, the sad truth is Libris is tweaking your design because he don't like it. Here's the thing about Libris. He'll tell me if he doesn't like it. He's a very blunt person, and I like that about him. So I think he's alright with it.
What makes you think I'm such a blunt person?
Your willingness to say what's on your mind, even when that opinion might not vibe with other people.
Oh, shut up. That's not me being blunt. That's me being abrasive. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think that it's a good thing to be a little more blunt than the average person. I think a lot of people pussyfoot around stuff that should rather be said.
That's fair. I gotta look at what you did with the legs there.
You can definitely tone mine down a bit. I sort of have like these big tufts of feathers that I'd like to keep on them, but they don't have to be enormous. Indigo agrees with me. That blunt's a good way to put it. We know. We understand. Indigo and I have honed in on your personality trait in a positive way.
Better be a positive way.
Indigo, help. He's turning abrasive.
Indigo can't help you. She's at work. She's not here to intervene. I can do whatever I want.
New 151's over. This is my design now.
I mean, I am the one drawing, so I can do whatever I want.
It's true.
You have no control over my tablet.
If you really hated my design, you'd just be drawing a different Pokemon right now. You'd be like, all right, well, thanks for showing. This is what we're doing.
Nice try, but no thanks. Hang on, I'm gonna steal the Galarian Moltres leg because I'm gonna struggle to get those claws right.
Drawing Kazooie a lot has honed me in bird claws.
Yeah, I don't draw birds as often as I draw mammals, so
I was surprised to see on Moltres that they actually let it have 4 talons. I guess because they're not fingers, it's fine.
oh, because of the 4.
Yeah, because
death
Pokemon
thing.
is
Yeah.
so precise about, like, hey, no.
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
Indigo, I like your framing of that. We have dissected Libras's personality traits. Very precise.
That interaction was actually kind of funny because this was a classmate when I was doing my master's degree, and trying to remember what was the first thing that she said. Maybe Indigo remembers because Indigo was there, obviously. But I was, it was something like, you like things to be right, and I was like, well, it's not really that it needs to be right. And then she says, "No, but you're very precise." And then I was like, "Correct." That's precise.
You affirmed everything. That's great.
But yeah, no, it was funny because I was precise. Like, I was being precise about her assessment of me being precise. I did feel a little bit called out.
I'm sorry if you feel that way right now, too. I promise it comes from a positive place.
Somehow, that wasn't the feeling that I got this time. That I did not feel called out.
Cool.
I think my desire for precision was maybe less something that I knew about myself at the time. And Amanda just like honed right in on it, and I was like, well, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Whereas
well, Indigo is being very sweet, and she says it's one of the things that she loves about you. Whoa.
That I'm precise?
Yes.
Or that I'm blunt?
Yes.
So I have just like exactly Galarian Moltres' legs here. I know you want the bigger tufts. Other than that, is there any other change I should make? Make them bigger?
I had these two little like scaly parts
right,
of
yeah. Okay.
And maybe just kind of keep in with the proportions. Maybe make the claws themselves a little bigger, just to kind of stay in that cartooniness. I feel like Galarian Moltres is a little more slender than this one, but I don't know.
Okay.
You could play around with it a bit. At the end of the day, they're claws. No, Indigo, you don't have to apologize. I thought it was sweet. You can be as mushy as you want in here.
It's my channel. I get to decide whether my wife is going to be mushy.
Yeah. If Libris wants to host, like, Make-Out Mondays, that would be a little strange, but, like, more power to you.
I don't think Indigo would go for that. So, if I want to host Make-Out Mondays, I might need to look for a different co-star.
Uh-oh. As long as it's cool with your wife.
I said if. That does not sound like a good idea at all.
Yeah, something tells me that the crossover between people that enjoy watching live streams of Art Fakeamon and the people that want to watch strangers make out is a very small Venn diagram. The middle part
I don't know. I think it's a very big Venn diagram with a very small overlap.
Okay, that's what I mean. I guess it wouldn't make the Venn diagram itself small. The overlap would be quite tiny.
How's that for the leg tuft shape?
I like it.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
It's different than what I was doing, but I like it better, so let's do that.
Okay. The overlap is just where the circles touch? So you're suggesting that there is one person.
Yeah, there's at least one.
There is one person who is here right now who is like, yes, I want to see the make out. Now, who is it?
April says, how precise of you, Libras.
Yeah. It is my curse that I fully embrace and therefore don't actually think of it as a curse.
Yeah, it's a boon. It's not a curse. Don't stress about
it. If I am wrong, I want to be corrected. If you are wrong, I will be correcting you as well. Things need to be accurate.
Ooh, I like what you're doing better than mine. This is the power of collaboration.
I didn't realize I was doing something different. Not on purpose, anyway.
You're doing it. It's great. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Okay, alright. I will just keep drawing Moltres with the instructions you gave me. Put the pads on the legs, put the tufts on the legs, put the big claws on the legs. That's what I'm doing. That's all.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm laughing at Groovy Bananas joke. I don't think it'll work quite as well if I read it out, so I'm just gonna let everyone read it in the chat.
Oh, we never changed the concept for Moltres.
Oh, you're right.
We never do that, do we? Someone in chat asked what's going on.
No, to be precise, we do it. We just often forget.
I'm sorry. Let me be more specific in the future.
All right. Well, the dictate.
During this stream, with my friends Libris and Infinipede, we often forget to alter the concept for the current design using our keyboard.
Wait, that's not the concept. Wait, what happened to the art? Where'd it go?
Everything's gone.
There it is. That was weird. I don't know why it got like minimized. It just did it on its own.
Concept is make Moltres a better chicken. Play down the rubber, play up the feathers.
Did you bring in elements of any other birds?
Well, I tried to do ostriches a little bit for the
Oh,
legs,
right.
but we sort of took that out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept the long beak that Moltres has, which always reminded me of a crane. But
Okay. Would it make sense to make the neck more slender? To go more craney?
you think? You think that would be good?
I think it is worth a try, I guess.
Let's do it.
We need Moltres to be able to crane its neck. You know? Wow, tough crowd.
Took me a second. Jokes chat now. I'm glad that I could Google chicken chin thing, and immediately Google was like, ah, yes, the waddle. Thank you for asking.
I know Wispy hates puns, so I'm glad to hear or to read his.
I love puns. Puns are like one of my favorite forms of jokes.
They are the single best form of humor.
Yeah, it's gotta be rough to be a Pokemon fan who doesn't like puns, because I feel like half of Pokemon names are puns.
Not just Pokemon names, like gym leaders are all puns.
Yeah.
But rock.
Maisti.
Like, Brock is literally just the type that he's a specialist in, but with the B in front of it. It's like the B meme, except I don't actually get the B meme, so I don't know. But anyway.
So I want to keep the neck thick in the back, like a chicken's neck, but I'm okay with extending the length of it, if that makes sense.
Okay. That'll be slightly more difficult to accomplish, but we can try it. Let me...
Someone mentioned Yokai Watch in the chat, and it summoned me. What's up?
Hey, Infinifeed, welcome. Welcome to the chat.
How's it going?
It's alright. I'm all tired and sweaty from work, but...
Well, now
Yeah,
it's time
good
to
way.
relax and talk about birds, but not real birds, which
Yeah.
is different from work.
I do have to... I don't actually take care of the birds at work, but I do have to leave at around 6, so...
Should be
But-
able to finish up before that.
Yeah, looking at how far we are with Moltres, we should be able to finish up at 6.
Yeah, we're zooming
Or
today.
prior. Yeah, nice.
I was not expecting to be finished by 3 o'clock for me, which is 6 o'clock for you. But I was kind of hoping that we would, because there's a game I want to watch.
That works out then. Yeah,
That's our goal.
when I was on lunch, a friend was like, hey, do you want to come to blah, blah, blah place for dinner? And I'm like, I have no money. And they were like, yeah, I'll pay for you. And my broke ass was like, yes.
Never say no to free food.
Yeah, that's an easy way to change someone's mind.
Yeah.
Okay, how's that?
Like that.
Neck,
That's good.
neck length. It does look a little bit more Moltres-like, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with it.
All right, gotta put in the back of the body and the tail. So we already did Zapdos, and
Yeah, I looked back and I just kind of peeked at Zapdos through the thumbnail. Looks good.
cool. Well, I'll show you again once we finish this, because we were just talking about how Moltres is the only one of them that has elemental fire on it.
Yeah.
Whereas Zapdos is, Zapdos is spiky, and Articuno is like, I think it has crystals on its crest, but they're not actually ice crystals.
Well, I did add an elemental thing to mine.
Okay. Yeah. We were wondering if it might be good to either not have an elemental thing on all of them, or to have an elemental thing on all of them.
I think it would be good to add an elemental thing to Zapdos, because Julie and I already, I guess, went with some elemental stuff.
Alright, so we'll have to think about how to add some kind of lightning to Zapdos, but it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, maybe make the tail just turn into an actual lightning bolt.
Yeah, the tail could work. Akufa is basically doing what I was referencing, the B rock for Brock.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't actually, I don't know what the B meme is all about. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I think I would have to ask someone who's in Gen Z.
Here's the joke. The bee looks funny.
Is that literally it?
That's literally it.
Okay. The thing with memes is that I always feel like I'm missing something.
No,
well,
you're
not always,
I promise.
not always, but I often feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, I had no idea why they did. I thought it came from something, but it's just literally it's a big letter.
It's a big letter. Memes are so often just someone makes a bad joke, and everyone's like, I will also make that bad joke. And then it's a meme. There you go.
Yeah,
sure.
and it's easier at least to get that that's all it is if you're there at or near the inception of it.
Yeah.
I still love memes that just are for no reason, so.
Yeah, I agree.
I do like the bee meme. I just always wondered what it was from.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
For a while,
lot of memes are from something. Like you take something and you expand from that. And so if you get what the origin is, then you're like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there's nothing.
For a while, at the height of the bee meme, you'd go to anime or comic conventions, and everyone would have the bee meme stickers, and they'd put them on public signs. So
That's amazing.
Sign that would please use stairs would now be please use bears, and you'd
What
see
about
that, you'd be like,
please
all right,
use stairs?
yeah. And just seeing that made me smile. I was like, that's
very
stupid,
good.
and I like that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put in the basic colors here. Black legs.
Mm-hmm.
You did gray beak and legs, but we had talked about giving them all more or less the same color of beak and legs.
What color were yours? Were yours more of a brownie? An earthy tone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. You can skew an earthy tone. That's
What-
not aggressive to me.
Is something like this, it doesn't have to be exactly the same color, but is something like this gonna work for your Articuno? Infinipede?
Maybe? Like I said, I was just gonna talk about the colors on stream.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't have any real solid ideas except for, I don't know.
Okay.
We can
I just wanted to
always
make sure
change.
that I just wanted to make sure that we wouldn't try picking this as a consistent color throughout, and then it is completely against what you had in mind or whatever.
We can always change it on the other ones too if we have to.
Oh yeah.
We can change it on all three. It doesn't really locking it in. I mean, we're not like locking it in now.
No. Yeah, but if you knew ahead of time that actually no, this isn't going to work with what I was thinking, then we could change it to something else ahead of time.
No.
Okay.
Oh, somebody mentioned pushing P in chat, and one of my favorite Digimon YouTuber had like this whole segment of one of his like Let's Plays where he was just trying to figure out what that meant. And he just
that one is not one I've heard of.
It's something a rapper came up with. I think it means that you're like a player. But he texted his girlfriend in the middle of like streaming, like to ask her, "Am I pushing P?" Not even knowing what it meant at the time.
Pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, that's the guy I told you should like collab with at some point.
Oh, the Digimon player.
Yeah, Carney X. To do like Digimon as Pokemon. Because that would be really cool. That's still something I would love to do once we're done with New 151, just as a one-off stream.
It is within the realm of possibility. I think I actually put it on my list of potential stream ideas.
Hell yeah! We should have Banana Meteor's hubby as a guest.
Absolutely. He loves to talk about Digimon, and I feel bad that I cannot always satiate that urge for him because I don't know as much.
I just message him whenever like I have something Digimon to talk about, honestly, because he's one of the people I can talk Digimon with, and he'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a lot of my friends are just in it because like I got them into the TCG. And so I have to like tell them like things about Digimon, and they'll just be like, "I like the one with the guns on his arms." Some people were telling some bad jokes in chat, so I got a good one.
All right, I'm prepared.
A good joke or a good bad joke?
What?
A good joke or a good bad joke?
I think it's a pretty good one, actually. But okay. I heard it from it was on a Dice Tower stream. So, I made 6 figures last year, but I was also the worst employee at Games Workshop.
It's pretty good.
I think that is pretty good. That's there are bad jokes that are like so bad they're good.
Yeah.
That's not one. That's just a good one.
Yeah. It was with a bunch of other bad jokes though, and I saw and I'm like, no, this isn't even a bad joke. This is a good joke.
Yeah. What's your stance on puns?
I like them.
Okay. Yes.
Good.
I mean, I mentioned I'm a Yokai Watch fan, so I gotta like puns.
Good answer.
I'm not familiar with the extent of puns in Yokai Watch, but I know you're a Pokemon fan, and yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because we know of at least one person in chat who is a Pokemon fan and doesn't like puns.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how Wispy survives, so...
Yeah. How do you live?
Yeah, cast form, the Digimon TCG is actually fairly accessible in terms of, like, how much it costs to get into, and, the amount of, like, different stuff you can do and still have it be, like, workable within the meta, so give it a shot if you haven't, it's pretty fun. And somebody in chat said knock knock, so, who's there?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Be careful. Be careful, Infinipede. Don't let him get you.
No, I'm good. I mean, they do... Yokai Watch yeah, they don't do a direct like localization to localizate like. They do localize them, but they localize them as puns that make sense to us. So I still think it's within the spirit of. It's kind of like Farfetch'd. It's within the spirit of the original.
Yeah.
Right.
Little old lady who.
Something yodeling?
Might be that.
Yeah. That's bad. Oh, Andrew Tate has been banned from Instagram and Facebook. That's good.
I don't know who that is.
Don't look him up. It'll make you angry. He's like an Australian, I think, MMA star who is just the biggest misogynist and tries to spread that bullshit all over.
Oh, well.
Okay. I won't look him up. Good job. Good job banning him.
He even talks like an asshole. Like, he sounds like a dick. I just don't understand how people can, like, have an attitude like that in 2022. Like, you know, current year argument, whatever, but it's like...
Yeah.
These people just, like, walk straight out of the 30s.
It's crazy. You can't imagine, like, the environment they were raised in to be that way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so possible kind of, design consistency conflict that I'm seeing here. Moltres is going to be a lot more colorful than Zapdos.
You can always add colors to Zapdos.
Yes, in ways that make sense.
Yeah, which I could see ways that make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did talk about making a head, like the head color and the wing color different colors, so maybe that would be one way to do it.
I could also see like an additional layer of color on the wings next to the yellow.
I like the kind of high contrast.
Oh, I do too.
So
it would have to be something that kept that contrast.
Yeah.
Like
actually, I like the look of like it's like it's a lightning bolt on a storm cloud. Like that's what I was going for.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking of places you could add another color. Oh, I have a cheese joke to make up for the one that Groovy Bananas couldn't tell us. I don't know why the cheese was scared, but I do have a good bad cheese joke.
Okay.
Yeah. So did you hear about the cheese factory in France that exploded?
No.
Debris was everywhere.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Yeah, that was from the same video as the Games Workshop one.
These jokes are really hitting Swiss.
Oh. Wispy, I hope you're here listening to this. I don't know if you guys saw. Wispy responded that he likes puns, but he hates laughing at puns, which I do not understand at all. But
I don't know. I thought it was pretty Gouda.
Cheese puns are so flexible. It's so good.
They've got so many kinds of cheese.
Yeah.
Good kinds of cheese.
What does the cheese say when it looks itself in the mirror?
What does it say?
Hello, me.
No, I laughed at that too hard. That's not a normal amount to laugh at that.
That's actually really funny.
It's a perfectly normal amount to laugh, okay? I'd be worried if you didn't. I was a little bit worried that the joke wouldn't land because like halloumi is not a super well known type of cheese, but
I've never had it, but I do know of it.
okay, it's
Yeah.
delicious.
No, I know it. It's like one of those cheeses where you hear about it and it's like I want to eat this.
Yeah.
Like they always had a camembert cheese on Orochiban Ebichu, and it made me want to eat camembert, and I was very disappointed. I didn't like it.
Is camembert one of the blue cheeses?
No,
One of the
it's like
sticky cheeses.
super soft.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those cheeses that comes like it's got like that outer wax coating, and then you crack it open, and it's basically like
Gooey.
yeah,
Okay.
it's-
Yeah.
but not
It's
in a
got a
good
very-
way.
It's got a very mild flavor. I think my favorite cheese is like a sharp cheddar. I like a really like bitter cheese
yeah,
that
yeah.
has a strong flavor. So camembert is not my favorite either.
I like both mild and strong cheeses. Like I like provolone a lot on sandwiches, but I also like sharp cheddar. I love goat cheese, sheep cheese. I just like most cheeses.
Yeah. that's the gist of it. I like cheese.
Yeah. There's a guy who I went to a craft fair in downtown Syracuse recently, and there was this guy. He was selling smoked cheese, and he had a giant Swiss cheese top hat on, and
Wonderful.
it was amazing. I got like the black pepper. It was so freaking good. It's
Sounds like
called he delivers too. It's called what is it? Spappy Sean's smoked cheese. So I gotta get me some more of that because I'm out.
I should go to our farmers market here. There's a farmers market that happens on Saturdays. It's basically like a block away from me.
Oh, you should. The farmers market in Syracuse is the biggest one in the state outside of the city, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty small one here. I have been before, but it's just, the thing is that Indigo is more of a farmers market type of person than I am, and she works on Saturdays, so she can't go.
Well,
but-
you should go and get her something. Then.
Yeah, there's the last time or the one time that we went there. I can't remember if we've been there more than once anymore. But we got a box of fresh strawberries from a local farmer. Very good.
Oh yeah, I'm so disappointed nobody at the Syracuse market sells duck eggs because there was someone at the Saratoga one who did, and they're just. I asked him like, how do they taste, and he's like, they're like chicken eggs but better, and he was right. They're amazing.
I need to try something then.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've had duck eggs. Like, I've had duck, but I don't think I've had duck eggs.
They've got like a more rich flavor and I think like a bigger yolk.
Okay.
Sounds like chicken eggs, but better.
Yes.
The yolk is the best part.
I mean, I like both parts.
Well, no, you kind of need to have both parts. I think.
Yeah.
But
And that's why deviled eggs are so good.
Yeah. But I think the yolk is the treat.
Yeah, I think I think the white has better texture and the yolk has better flavor.
Interesting.
But they're both good.
Yeah.
And that's why deviled eggs are so good, because you make the yolk smoother.
Oh, I love deviled eggs. Could eat deviled eggs all day and have the worst breath. Be worth it.
I might have enough eggs to make some for the party if I'm able to come.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, Owen did say that he would loan me enough gas money, but I want to ask if maybe Justin has like the day off that day.
Yeah, don't pressure yourself if it's just like too stressful to work
Okay.
it out.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I just need, like I said, I need to talk to Justin about it first, because you haven't met Justin, but they've got like a weird schedule
Okay.
that makes it difficult.
No
You're
pressure.
gonna have deviled eggs at a party that I wasn't invited to.
If you want to fly across the country, you are welcome to show up. There, you know what?
What's the occasion?
I'll invite you on Facebook right now. It is Frankie and April's dual birthday party. What a delight!
Oh, that's nice. You can invite me on Facebook. I won't see it because I don't go on Facebook.
I'm doing it anyway.
It says the person who responded to me on Facebook today. On Messenger, but still.
Oh,
That's
Messenger.
the only reason I'm on Facebook.
Yeah,
Been invited. No complaints.
I also only use Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
and
like, I
basically-
get on Facebook for memes, and I use Messenger for everything else. Like, if I could just leave Facebook and still use Messenger, I would. But, Zark Zuckerberg won't
absolutely.
let me.
Like, the main thing that I use Messenger for is this group.
Yeah.
So, once we're done, I might just be like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, you'll just have to, like, not, like, get upset if I miss any of your messages, because Discord is really unpredictable with what it, like, gives me notifications over.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we haven't switched yet. So, okay.
Yeah.
So here's Moltres.
Looks good.
Yeah, no, I really like the design overall. I think the potential issue that I see is just, like, for consistency across all of them is the number of colors, because we've got a red color, a yellow color, black, and the feet, plus 5 different fire colors.
I am okay bringing the blue-green fire down to just like 2, just like one fading into the other. And if I had to, I could change the leg black to that creamy orange on the head instead.
Blue to... What's the green for? Is that, like, the spring seasonal thing?
Oh, it's just like roosters have a tail that's really similar to that. So
Oh, okay. I was
thought it
gonna
would be
suggest, like, we could do blue into red, like hot fire.
fun. Yeah. Oh, I could do that as well, honestly.
That might be a little bit easier if it goes blue, yellow, red.
Yeah, sure.
As much as I
Go
do
nuts.
love the... I love the blue to green, but I
know-
get, like...
I know I'm biased towards green. I probably put green in things that green shouldn't be in, so if you want to take it out, that's okay.
Nah, like, I personally love it, but I get where Libris is coming from, where it would be hard to add more colors to his design,
Yeah, I agree.
and we want to try and have them be connected.
Yeah, like, they
Totally
don't have
fine.
to have exactly the same number of colors. It's just have it be more consistent.
Yeah.
I'll make that blue a little bit more cyan, I think. But we got to get to Articuno.
Yep.
We got to get to the number 1 that comes last.
Well, it made sense with my schedule. I had to exchange shifts with the girl who works after me. We're down to 3 people in my department right now.
Dang.
Yeah.
Means you get a lot of hours, but like, yeah.
I can't have over like 20 a week because of my disability.
Bummer.
Because, you know, God forbid I make a living wage,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, you can't, as in, like, you're not allowed to.
Yeah, the government would take my disability away, and I can't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would need, like, a second job.
Yeah, that's wacky.
Yeah. And I would need a second job, and I would need a way to get health insurance, because, that's, like, a big reason for being on disability, is you just get Medicare.
Yeah.
God bless the USA.
We can do Articuno first. I just want us to think about color differences and what's gonna be elemental.
Can you put them
here.
next to each other?
No.
Oh. Because Moltres has the yellow, the creamy red, the 2 fire colors, the blue, and the black. Oh, hey, there they are.
Yeah. There. Okay. So there are 3 body colors basically,
Yeah.
and 3 elemental colors in the case of Moltres. Plus the beak and leg color, but that's just the same color for all of them, and That's fine.
Yeah.
So
For Zapdos,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you could do like, because we talked about making the tail like an actual lightning bolt,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about adding another color to the wings. Though I understand you don't want to add it to like the ends.
Mm-hmm.
What if you added like a dark gray to either somewhere on the body or the insides of the wings, kind of like a thundercloud, essentially? Like you have the black, and I like the contrast.
So like, I guess Infinite Pete, you were saying like maybe a white belly. I don't like the idea of a white belly, but maybe a lighter
like,
gray belly.
Yeah, like a gray belly or something.
Yeah.
And then if you did use white anywhere, I would suggest it be like when the tail turns into a lightning bolt, it could go from like yellow to white.
Yeah.
Or yellow to blue even. Like blue is used a lot in Pokemon as like a lightning color. Or at least it's been used a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah, Zapdos already has the 3 body colors. I think not gray, but maybe I can make it a kind of a blue gray.
Yeah.
I want it to be intentional. I want it to look like an intentional color and not just, oh, it's a little lighter.
Yeah, no, I get that. A bluish gray might look really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so we already have the right number of, or now a little bit more of body colors, but I have no elemental colors. So I can make the tail be a lightning bolt, but I would probably make it blue or like yellow going into blue. I don't want to have like just like lightning going around it kind of thing, because that feels less like it's integrated with the design as a whole, with the body. Like in the case of Moltres, it's got fire coming from the wings and extending the wings. So like maybe like the equivalent here would probably be something like Rotom Plasma on the ends of the wings or something like that. But
I was thinking, but I was thinking like that. Yeah, blue and white for the lightning bolt, the elemental colors.
Yeah.
And that could actually be really cool because they could all have blue in their elemental colors then.
Yeah. Might be cool to actually adjust the curve of the wings a little bit to be more, to be like a single curve that goes the whole way around, and then the tail is just where the lightning bolt is.
Ooh, that might be neat.
Okay, we'll come back to this, but
yeah,
good.
Worth thinking about.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do Articuno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this time I'm actually going to remember to edit the description. So tell us about this.
Okay, yeah. Number one, I apologize for not having it be colored.
Mine wasn't either, so...
Yeah. So,
Sorry.
our Articuno is, well, my Articuno, is a combination of a couple birds. The Arctic tern was used for the wings, and that kind of fills the migratory bird thing.
Mm-hmm.
I used like a puffin for the beak markings, and a ptarmigan for the fluffiness and general body shape. The Arctic tern was used for the tail as well. Finally, of course, winter being the theme, I didn't have to do much, and it's Icebird. I added icicles to the wings to make the ice effect more obvious. I also imagine the eyebrows might actually be ice itself.
Okay.
Perhaps. At the very least, a different color than the rest of the body, because the ptarmigan has very colorful eyebrows, oftentimes.
Is that a big icicle like above the leg?
That is, I think you're seeing part of its tail. So its tail is two parts. It's got like the long kind of pokey part, and then the dual ribbons.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's like a penguin kind of tail, and then it's just like short and stubby, and then it has a separate long flowy feather part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's meant to keep the regalness of it while still being like, this is a bird that would live in cold climates.
Mm-hmm. Cold bird.
Cold bird.
Do you have a preferred Articuno pose?
I think my preferred one is the new Articuno, because that's jazzy as fuck, but I think the fire red leaf green one, top right.
I mean, we can do we can use the Galarian pose. We used the Galarian pose for Moltres.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we could even do a combination of the two poses, like folded left wing, or our left wing, outstretched right wing, even.
Our left. Okay, so wing stretched out to the right.
Yeah, to our right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just thinking. It's like, I like the Galarian pose, but I'm not sure if that would show enough of the body, is what I'm thinking, so.
You know, I actually think that it does, because, like, you have a bit going on the belly, but it's not that much, and it's not...
As long as we can see, like, the fluff and such.
Right, which I think, like, at the base of the neck, I think that would be still visible.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the pose that you like, I don't see why not go for it.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. I just think that's the most, like, that's, to me, the pose that exemplifies Articuno.
Right. I love the pose. I love all of the Galarian forms, and I probably would have used more of the Galarian Zapdos if it flied.
Yeah.
It does not fly. But the one thing is that I feel like maybe the crossed wings feel a bit... The crossed wings feel very psychic.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's why I was thinking, like, one out, one in. Or we could keep the wings outstretched and just do the, sort of, like, the hovering of the feet and the head back.
The body pose could be that, but with...
Could be Galarian, and the head and
wings.
the wings could be the, fire red leaf green. Yeah, I'm down with that. I just think, like I said, I feel like the positioning of the head, tail, and legs of the Galarian pose very much exemplify, like, how Articuno feels.
Right.
As a design.
Why did they have to make Zapdos not fly? Even though it did feel perfect for it.
Yeah, oh, it's very cool.
It just made my life harder.
True.
Is it supposed to be two separate feathers? So like they're their flow would be separate, or is it?
They're. You mean the tail?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, they're separate.
Okay. Something like that. Very rough, obviously.
I'll wait till I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
I guess we should have the icicles pointing downward, like no matter where on the wing they are.
Yeah, because I think that's how icicles kind of tend to work. So
Well, yeah, like they always grow downward, but I guess
Yeah.
the idea is like, how do the icicles grow? Like, does it stretch out its wings to grow its icicles downward?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, no, but I think it does look like just visually better if the icicles are always pointing downward.
Yeah, definitely. And this is supposed to be sort of like a reference image, so... I mean, I would imagine that the icicles, maybe it can just grow them at will.
Right.
And maybe it uses them to use, like, I don't know, icicle shard or ice shard and, like, icicle whatever the attack is.
Icicle crash?
Icicle crash and, like, ice spear, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine it's something that they can grow and regenerate at will.
Right. Okay. I mean, this is still extremely rough, but I actually really like the proportions and the like pose overall.
Yeah, no, it's
I think
looking
this
cool.
is going to go really well. Do you want to start talking about colors or thinking about colors?
I'm definitely thinking about it.
What do you have in mind?
I'm thinking I want to have the wingtips be white. Like on, like, the Sugimori art on the bottom left. I know that's probably just the way he stylized, hit the shading.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives a really cool look, and the Galarian form has a similar thing.
Yeah.
Like the tips of the feathers being white. I definitely want to utilize, like, sort of both a, like, aqua blue and a, like, darker indigo.
Okay. Two different blues?
Yeah, two different blues, but different enough that, like, this is a purple blue and this is, like, a blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just
kind of like
two different
how
shades of the same color.
Yeah, kind of like how you have, like, orange and yellow for Zapdos, and Julie has, like, the orange or yellow and red. Just, like, different enough. I'm trying to think of how to make the ice effects really pop.
We have red, yellow, blue, and black in all of the designs in some way.
Yeah.
So maybe
I'm thinking of maybe using red as an accent color somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's on the Ptarmigan, that's on the Arctic Tern.
Puffin beak.
Puffin, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's where it could be. It could be
a marking on the beak.
Marking on the beak. It could be red eyes.
Oh yeah, that would be cool too.
But so there's the red, and we can probably have I don't know, maybe part of the body is black.
Yeah, we could definitely do part of the body as black.
Yeah.
Maybe like a black stripe up the center part of the crest, because the Arctic Tern has a like a black. Some of them have like black caps on their heads.
Okay. I feel like Articuno is the best Cantonian legendary bird. For Galar, it's very close for all three, but I have to go with Roadrunner Zapdos. Articuno is by far the best one of the originals, I think.
Kuno's always been my favorite of the original three, and that's why I picked it to.
Oh my god, do we all agree on this? I also agree with that.
Wow, we all agree on the Pokemon opinion.
Articuno is... Like, they just did such a good job of making it feel cold, feel mystical, feel like the kind of thing that's hard to encounter. And I think it is, like, reasonably powerful, or at least, like, in the Gen 1 meta, it was reasonably useful.
Oh yeah, in the Gen 1 meta, when Stealth Rock was introduced, it just died in the water.
Yeah. And of course, Galarian Articuno is also really good and has also seen some competitive use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in both the original and in the Cantonian, in both the Cantonian and the Galarian versions, that Articuno is my favorite.
Articuno is just very cool.
Yeah. At least in terms of design. Because like I was saying earlier, Zapdos is just like so useful for Gen 1 playthrough.
Yeah.
Seafoam Islands was perfect.
Yeah, Seafoam Isles were annoying, but I like them.
I didn't even find it annoying. I'm pretty sure I was able to figure out the puzzle and get to Articuno by myself when I first played it.
I was too, but it doesn't make it less annoying.
Well, I mean, like with Victory Road, for example, I needed help the first time that I got to Victory Road. I was completely lost. The first time I got through Victory Road, it wasn't me. It was a friend who did it for me. Like I gave him my Game Boy for the night. Like at the end of the day, at the end of the school day, I gave it to him, and he gave it back to me the next day. It like at the Indigo Plateau.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was in the cave and I just could not find my way out. Alright, so everything is adjustable, of course, but let me know if I'm drawing something in a way or in a proportion that is not what you had in mind.
So far.
I'll try to adjust the head there to make it seem more like it's looking like its head is turning up and the eyes pointed down like the Galarian form. I'll try to do that.
Okay.
It's not a super easy angle to accomplish.
I definitely understand.
Yeah.
We should definitely go quickly if we want to try to get out of here before 6.
Yeah. I'm not,
Oh,
like I
right.
said, I'm pretty happy with what's going on here, but I also gotta look up the place she said we're having dinner, see how far away it is, but I'm guessing it's less than 15 minutes.
Maybe we end up just not actually finishing here.
Which is okay by me.
Unheard of.
I think it is actually unheard of. I mean, like, we don't finish the drawings, but the designs are usually finished by the time we
I
close
mean,
out
the
the stream.
design is basically done.
That's
We
fair.
just need, some stream,
We need some
stream
colors.
opinions and colors.
I think that's the main thing. That
Yeah, the main thing is definitely the colors.
yeah. I like how we all have essentially like a fluffy chest or something like it. Like in my case, it's actually the division between the head and like it's on the neck and not on
Yeah.
the chest. But they do all have that in some way.
They're all floofy.
Yeah. And we do like Moltres and Zapdos both have the head being a different color from the body.
We could do that with Articuno as well.
That might be a way to introduce or keep that color variety.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did for Moltres and just steal the Galarian claws.
That is fine.
Like, this is the pose we want. This is the shape we want. I'll just take it.
I don't care.
It is mine now. Yeah,
Don't.
no, I know you guys don't mind.
Yeah, I do not care.
I'm more just narrating the process. For entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, sorry if I'm not super, I'm working on some pixel art.
Ooh, what are you making?
Just some personal fan art.
Okay,
It's a Digimon who I think is hot.
cool.
I've been
So
a
it's
bit
just-
quiet because I'm eating a big bowl of mac and cheese that my husband brought me. So thank you, Frankie.
Nice.
Very important.
Yeah, mac and cheese is very important.
I am not a huge fan of mac and cheese. I mean, mac and cheese is delicious. It's just maybe a bit overrated, I think.
It's the best.
I'm the wrong person to talk to about this. I love mac and cheese. It's like
Yeah.
top 5 foods for me. So like, yes, I'm
it's up
I'm
there,
rating
yeah.
it highly. Sorry.
It's up there for me.
Is it homemade mac and cheese, or is it like a craft dinner, or some other kind of pre-made?
It's obviously like this specific bowl of mac and cheese is not like gourmet. It's like some like craft dinner stuff, but like yes, homemade mac and cheese is better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's because I think I ate probably too much craft dinner when I was in university.
Okay.
My girlfriend at the time really liked it. I liked it just fine, but I think we had it too much, and now I'm just like, I'm over it.
I get that. I was like, what the fuck is that noise? It's the rain. I knew it was gonna rain. I was afraid my tarantula was having like a fucking rave.
Is that something that your tarantula does? Throw parties for?
No. Like, sometimes males will, like, smack the walls of their cages, but she is not a male.
Oh.
I was just trying to figure out where the noise was coming from. I was like, the only thing I could think of was my rats or my tarantulas, who are both in this room. or well, tarantula. My baby ones are in the are in my room.
How's that going?
Good.
If I remember correctly, you kind of happened to acquire baby tarantulas.
Oh no, I bought the babies. I happened to acquire one of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And the adult was I did acquire her intentionally, but she was my first tarantula. So.
Okay.
Yeah, the babies are doing good. 2 of them molted already, so that's nice. So that was probably why they weren't eating as much, is they were in pre-molt.
Right. They're eating well now.
I haven't fed them yet. You have to wait a bit for their fangs to harden back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're all like mushy after they molt.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just not something that I thought of.
Yeah, no, you wait a bit, and then you usually like a week, 5 days, and you can feed them again.
Hmm.
So I'll be doing that once I've given them some time, feeding them some mealworms. Oh yeah, I think I did feed the pink toe, and that one did eat a third of a mealworm. So.
That sounds like so little.
They are very small. They should only really be fed, like they're, like comparatively, like the size of their abdomen. You don't want to feed them anything like much bigger than that.
Okay.
So, that's been my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut a mealworm in thirds and I split it among them. That's worked out.
Yeah, I've only ever had macro pets.
Okay, yeah.
I've only ever had dogs and cats.
Yeah. Okay.
So the yeah, you saying that they ate a third of a mealworm, it sounds like very little.
These are also babies.
Yeah.
So, like they're small. Like one of them is like the size of a dime.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the smallest one, obviously.
I don't have a good sense of of their size, and certainly not of how much they eat. So.
Yeah, one of them's like the size of a dime. One of them's maybe the size of a nickel, and the third one's maybe getting to the size of a quarter because he just molted.
Okay. Yeah.
So. They're small. And my adult is, if I had to estimate, I got like a thing of mac and cheese, like something that I had 8 mac and cheese in, that she's about the size of, but that won't tell you anything.
It's everywhere.
I mean, yeah, there's just literally something I ate mac and cheese out of right here, like yesterday, and I left it here, and it's like, oh yeah, that's about the size of Q.
Yanis Morris asks, what is a ptarmigan?
It is a fluffy bird that lives in the Arctic. It's white and it's got red eyebrows.
Do you know what the point of the red eyebrows are?
I think it's a mating thing, like most bird parts.
It just seems so counterintuitive for something to like stand out against the snow.
I'll look it up. They might only be during mating season.
Right, I guess that would make more sense.
Yeah, they're in the grouse family, the official bird of the Canadian territory of Nunavut, if I'm saying that right.
You are.
The official game bird for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Oh, in Japan, it's known as the Raicha, which means thunderbird.
Huh.
It's the wrong birds!
It's the wrong bird. It's the official bird of Gifu, Nagano, and Toyama prefectures, and is a protected species there. Alright, let's see. So I guess they have spring plumage, which includes the eyebrow.
Are they different species, or is it the same species?
This is the same species, the rock ptarmigan. Lagopus muta. Let's see. Oh, and they're in Europe, too. Quite a range.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, they have like a good amount of non-breeding range in the northern parts of Canada and Alaska, and then very far north in Canada and Alaska, Asia, and northern parts of Europe. Apparently, they were even they had an even wider range during the Ice Age in Europe.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so their eyebrows are eye combs. Their winter plumage is just white, and then their summer plumage and their spring plumage includes those eye combs. So yeah, I suppose in summer when there's less snow, it's not as big of a deal to have. And they're not like massive, they just look like comedically thick eyebrows. Introduced to New Zealand, South Georgia, not the United States state, the island, and Desolation Islands in the sub-Antarctic. A couple of Antarctic islands. Yeah, this thing's everywhere. Oh, that looks gorgeous. I just went back from reading the Wikipedia page, and it's looking awesome.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good too.
Yeah, I like it as well. No
I just
complaints.
reflected the wing, but I will probably want to do the icicles differently on either side, unless you think that the symmetry is better.
But you could probably just like tweak the feathers.
Just the feathers, not the icicles?
And the icicles, yeah. But
Okay.
you can do that. You can do that later, right?
Yeah, the feathers bother me less because
Okay.
I think that like when I'm just inking it, it's gonna be different enough.
Yeah.
The icicles, if they are symmetrical, they will seem less natural, which maybe is okay. But yeah, there. Is the head looking okay, or do you want me to try to angle it even more upward?
Fine.
I think I want to try to angle it even more upward, but maybe because it's already 2:30.
Yeah, we should probably
maybe we'll
focus on
figure
the
out the
colors.
colors, and then when I'm like inking it, I can try to adjust the head a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. And maybe we can also figure out what Zapdos' tail is going to look like. So
So we wanted like a red stripe on the beak.
Yes. I suggested earlier that we do that its eyes be red. I didn't actually realize or remember that Articuno's eyes are red.
Yeah.
Happy accident there.
Yeah, Max, you missed a long discussion of the ptarmigan.
All right, so no, wrong brush. So red on the beak and on the eyebrows, right?
Sure.
Then, do we have some place to put yellow on it?
Maybe we could do like an aurora effect on the tails.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty cool actually. It would be
Yeah.
It would make more sense to have it be green, but
Yeah.
green instead
Maybe
of
it
yellow.
could be like a greenish yellow.
Yeah.
Like, does it have to be the same yellow on all three?
No.
Yeah.
The
So it
one,
could maybe
the one
have a little
color
bit
that
of a
we're kind of doing the same on all three is the beak and tail color, which I'll go pick up now. Or not tail, the beak and leg
Feet.
color. Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually the friend I'm gonna meet is their name's Aurora.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean for the tails, yeah, we could have like a greenish yellow and like a purple and a blue.
Mm-hmm.
Or a white.
No, I really like the idea that it would like the way it flows would look like the aurora.
Yeah, I have intentionally shied away from doing Aurora E stuff for my ice types because I know that was like Dugong's thing from Julie's design.
Oopsie.
But Articuno kind of needs it.
Yeah, like, don't worry, you're not stepping on my toes. That's just kind of like Aurora Beam's an ice type, just because, like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those associations.
Yeah.
The standard Digimon talk. Yeah, always happens.
Yeah, sorry.
Wing color, is that basically the original?
Like I said, I'd like some white around the
yeah, but the
edges. But
the actual blue of the wings.
oh, yeah, that can
Yeah.
be the original. Yeah,
Okay.
the original kind of aqua-y. Report feeling very judged by its giant eyebrows.
Good. Articuno is rescuing people, but it is extremely exasperated about it, so it's always judging you for getting lost in the cold mountains.
Yeah, like, didn't you hear about the, what were those? I'm trying to remember the name of it. Those guys who got lost in, like, Siberia, and everyone thought it was, like, the Yeti, or, like...
I'm sure there are many stories like that.
No. There was, like, a group of people, and they have a name. It was, like, the Something 5, or whatever. It's like a popular true crime unsolved mystery thing.
Oh, is this the people who were Like they got lost. They made camp for the night, and then they like ran out.
They
of
just
their,
fucking ran. Yeah.
Yeah, they ran out of their tents. Oh, I forgot to keep the white edges.
Yeah, and it's like there is like there's potential evidence of an avalanche, but it's also there's potential evidence it could have been like a freak wind event that freaked them out.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Or the Yeti, or Russian nuclear testing.
Of course.
I mean, I will say the Russian government was not very forthcoming, but were they ever forthcoming about anything in that era?
Are they now?
Yeah, not people who saw the headlights. They didn't see any headlights.
Let's give a slightly different blue to the icicles.
Yeah, like maybe like a lighter one.
Yeah, lighter, but also like more cyan, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was the Dyatlov Pass incident. That was it.
All right, so we have a red, we have a blue, we have multiple blues, but that's fine. We can do green on the tail instead of yellow. Do we want to have any part that is black?
You could do like a stripe up the like up the front of the face or somewhere.
Okay. Something like that.
Wait till I can see it. And like I said, I'd also like some purple on the tail. I'd consider that part of the elemental color.
Ooh, we're just getting in under the wire for 6 p.m. here.
Yeah.
It'll work. It'll work.
Let me just look up how far away this place is.
Kind of reminds me of a bald eagle with the coloration.
I was actually wondering what the color of the chest and head is supposed to be.
Yeah, I kind of like the white with the black.
Okay.
Because like the ptarmigan is mostly white and black. As is the Arctic tern.
So let's pull a little bit of purple. And a little bit of green. I think the green needs to be a little bit brighter.
Yeah, there's only 11 minutes away, so.
Are the tail feathers thick enough for your concept?
Fine.
Okay. What if instead of white, both on the wingtips and on the head, it was like a lighter blue? Kind of like
sure.
what Articuno has on the chest on the original.
Yeah, sure.
I think it'll still give the same effect, but be slightly less...
Bald eagle.
Slightly less bald eagle, and also just like slightly less contrast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think this looks good. So we've got 2 so far that have very colorful tails. Are you cool with this? I think this looks really good.
Oh yeah, no, that blue looks great.
Okay.
Like the gray blue that you have.
Okay, so yeah, is that, like, if we keep Moltres, colorful tail, Articuno, colorful tail, Zapdos needs a different tail.
I think blue and white on yellow, blue and white on the tail would look cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I gotta figure out how exactly I'm gonna do it though. Let me hide the colors. Take...
First order, we went 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, we went in the correct order. Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno.
Idea. I'm not sure y'all would, like, agree to this.
Uh-oh.
But what if we did limited edition new 151 shirts to commemorate the end of the project?
Ooh.
With Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, each in our respective art styles.
That'd be pretty fucking cool. I don't know who'd buy them. I mean, like, I'd buy them, but, like...
I would buy one.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, if we make them for ourselves, that is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm open
And then
to that.
maybe if there's anyone, like any of your fans or whatever, wanted to grab one, then yeah.
I would absolutely...
You guys hear that? Your fans or whatever.
You know what I mean!
You guys are only fans. Wait, no.
I'm gonna have to buy...
Libris has an OnlyFans?
I'm gonna have to buy one of each of your shirts, though, because I'm you guys' fans.
Aw. I don't even have, like, updated shirts.
So were you thinking of 3 different shirts with each of these, or one shirt that has all 3?
One shirt that has all 3,
Yeah.
and we could, like, do them all in poses, like that would make sense to have them together in.
Ooh.
And then one of them's, like, traditional, one of them's digital, and one of them's pixel.
That would be... Obviously, I know who we're divvying each of those out to.
Yeah.
That's very... yeah. That sounds great. That sounds great.
Yeah, I'm down.
Just to kind of commemorate the project finally being done.
Yeah.
After all this time.
Yeah.
I finally don't have to think about Kanto Pokemon anymore. That's a joke. I actually like Kanto Pokemon, to be clear, but I know a lot of people don't. Or a lot of people
Love 'em.
are tired of them.
Yeah, I feel oversaturated with them often, but this was a fun spin on them.
The ones I like tend to be the ones that aren't oversaturating.
Right.
So. Like Paris and Tangela. Kanto had some really solid grass types.
I like a lot of the Kanto designs. Like, I think they had good ideas. They are just kind of outdated now.
Yeah.
But like, especially just thinking about how they were back then, a lot of them are really good.
Yeah. Some of them are still a little silly, like Rattata. Rat. It's rat. But purple.
The perfect Pokemon.
Yeah, and all over print with all of them would be hilarious. Because, like, someone's like, oh, nice Pokemon shirt. Oh, wait a minute.
an all-over print that has all of the new N51 designs.
Yeah.
It'll have to. It'll probably not necessarily have to be like a limited drop, but it would probably be a limited drop because eventually Pokemon's gonna be like, no.
Yeah. That's why with the Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, for one, it's a limited drop. Second, it's just the new 151. You don't gotta say what it is. It's just, hey, look at these birds.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I was watching a video where Linus from Linus Tech Tips wears a bunch of counterfeit merch, and somehow the people from like his merch department found things that were labeled like Linus to Ek to Ips and Linus Etch Tips. Well, that one just sounds dirty though. It's just a Pokemon. No, but Pokemon. There we be.
Do I want to put any color on this tail, or just leave it at that? I think I actually want to just leave it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 body colors and 1 tail color. Moltres has 3 body colors, 3 elemental colors. So this is 6 colors versus 5 colors. Articuno.
Detail colors.
Articuno has a lot of detail colors, but it's also like primarily just 1 color, so I think it probably balances out pretty well overall. Yeah, I think this works.
So they do have theming as a trio. They're all based on combinations of multiple birds. And they have like a seasonal theme as well.
Yeah. I actually don't know, Banana Meteor, did any of the birds that you looked at, do they have a migratory element to them?
Not as much. I mean, I don't think chickens are really migrating since they're domestic.
Well,
So,
people bring them around.
yeah, I guess you could argue that.
They have gone everywhere.
They're all over the place.
You've eaten them, which means they moved to your grocery store.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bit of migratory bird going on, and they also have just kind of the design parallels as well.
Yeah, like I looked at a lot of the modern legendary trios in Pokemon. I kind of went back to Gen like 4, because you know the genies. They're very similar, but I looked at I looked at their Therian forms as well, and tried to pick out like how they made them look similar, and then I brought some of the ideas to Libris and Banana Meteor, like having the same color for the beak and the legs.
Yeah.
And they all have like the neck floof, to some extent.
Yeah, they all. This was not on purpose, I think, but they do all have a head that is a different color from the body.
It's true.
And I guess now they all have an elemental aspect to them, and they all have colorful tails.
Yes.
All right. Well, hopefully I will have time to polish off the final art for. Well, I always try to do it within a week or so, but often it ends up being longer than that. So, as long as I'm finished before we do the next stream.
Yeah.
Don't pressure yourself.
In theory, our next stream will be on whenever my calendar loads. September 10th.
Wow.
I think that works for me. I'll have to double check, because I know I'll be gone for I think it's the 13th to the 17th I'll be gone. Or like the 13th to the 19th, so I think that works for me. I'll double check though and I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah. If it needs to be on the 17th, that's fine with me. But in this particular case, because I'm actually planning to release a video at the same time, so
Yeah.
I do need to know ahead of time.
I just have to double check my flight schedule, because I'm
Okay.
going to Dice Tower Retreat.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
That'll be a blast.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. And,
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and
Thanks for waiting for me to finish work.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next month for Mew and Mewtwo final stream.
Hell yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.